Hello. Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy training day here at the Art Boss Business Builder. Just got finished with an amazing training. We were building out the whole entire blueprint for filling our sales funnels with our most amazing customers. Don't you wish? Don't you wish that it was as easy as just posting your art everywhere, picture price, and your artwork would just fly off the shelves? The reality is, we know that it's bigger than just posting lots of pictures everywhere. And on top of all of that, it's just plain exhausting. So, if you want to know the three components of powerfully posting inside of your social media while still having some fun doing it, making it super easy and really moving towards automation, oh my goodness, you are in the right place. So, I want you to grab a grab a drink. I've got some water here. Grab a drink. Oh, it's this cup, right? Making sure I'm always matchy with it. I posted a little bit about it in my social media the other day. Grab a drink, grab a pen, grab some paper, because we're going to be digging into the three components that are going to differentiate you in the marketplace, allow for you to show up with strength and power, and have fun while doing it. Hey, everybody, it's Ren Auha with the Art Boss Report, here every single Wednesday, providing free training that allows for artists to start moving their businesses forward. And I always love to kind of talk about one of the first things that you can do to start seeing the results in your business. After you've seen a framework and you know kind of what you're working in that framework, then the first thing we need to be doing is to be putting out super powerful content that converts to sales. This, creating a message, creating what we stand for, creating that powerful content that converts, actually ties our whole system together. It's the umbrella that sits over our collection, lead generation strategies, our connection, giving our clients everything they need to say yes, and our closing. It all fits and ties everything together. And that is why we're going to be spending some serious time talking about messaging. Not only are we going to talk about it today, but I'm going to be delivering a masterclass on, I think it's next Tuesday. Well, not this coming, but next Tuesday, May 23rd, because content is so important. Content, making sure that we're putting out the information, the fun things that are happening, and connecting us with our ideal clients. That's what it comes down to. So, making sure that we have all that layered in, because it's really difficult to do lead generation, lead connecting, and lead closing if we don't have any touch points, if we don't have any way to really leverage the power of social media. So today you're going to walk away with the three components of creating really powerful messaging. Right? We talk about it this way: your unique market message differentiates you from the rest of everyone that you're competing against for the same clients. I love to call it YUM, your unique market message. And I do a lot of social media during the day, and I give a lot of what I call social media love. If we're friends, if you've accepted my friend request, if we're connected, I will give you social media love. And a lot of you might see something like this where I just type the word YUM, YUMM. It's a perfect way to start a conversation with you and me without having to say anything except for saying, I see your unique market message. Love it. Okay. So today we're going to really talk about what are the components that allow for you to create YUM? What are those components? So I'm going to give you some examples. We're going to talk about why it's really important to have a social media campaign, a social media selling system that allows for you to create yummy content, right? We want people to go, we want them to think this, yum. We want them to get not only the hit of dopamine from the piece of artwork that we've shared, we want them to see why there's a full transformation waiting for them. Okay. If they want it. So we're going to be talking today a little bit about the big picture, the why. There's some things I want you to know before you come to a masterclass. Okay, so I'm going to be giving you some content that's going to help you get even more results at the masterclass. If you're interested in attending that masterclass that's happening on the 23rd, okay, I'm going to be offering this one for free. But I want you to know today you're going to get some of the core basic information of why you need to be running a powerful social media campaign. And then when we do the masterclass, we're going to start digging in and I'm going to show you why it's important that you have a very, very consistent, steady system that allows for you to magnetize your ideal clients and then how you walk them down the path to the sale. Okay, so let's go for it. And for those of you who are here right now, I'm going to give you the link to the masterclass. Okay, so I'm going to give you one of my pretty links. It's called launch.karenauha.com/smart. Okay, let me think here. Launch, Launch, not lunch, launch.karenauha, KARENAUHUJA.com/smart. Social media plus art is smart. That's why we're calling it. We're going to have the ability to get access to the Smart Vault if you want it. So, okay, before we go and do masterclass training, let's talk about the why. Why is it important to have really powerful content sitting out inside of our social media? Why is it important to have more than picture price? Okay. If you want to close premium priced pieces of artwork, you need to have this system. Okay, so I'm giving you the components, and then what you do with the components. If you want to like activate them, come to the masterclass. All right. So number one, we have to be authentic. I've talked about this before. We have to show up in our social media as who we really are. This isn't about showing up as someone else. Like if you think, oh, the only way to sell artwork is to be a social butterfly. Okay. You need to show up as you truly are. Okay. The other side of it, if you're going to show up in your social media and you just sound like meh, like the messaging everyone else has, like it's just like all the energy is like, meh, I hope you buy my art. I hope you buy it before I die. I'm actually telling you, I see those kind of posts all the time. You better buy my artwork before I burn out because I'm going to quit if you don't start buying it. Okay. All of that kind of messaging doesn't work, right? We kind of know it. I don't know why we tend to do it, but we need to make sure that we're showing up authentically and we need to be showing up with strength and power. Okay. So authenticity is super important. And it's probably the thing that's missing the most from social media. Once I work with an artist and I see who they are and I see all their expertise and I see all the amazing things they've done, I see none of that in their social media and they're not showing up authentically and they're missing out on huge opportunities. Okay. So choosing not to share your wins, choosing not to share like testimonials, like, oh, I'm going to be humble because that's who I am. I'm going to tell you right now that is not authentic. And that is simply walking away from creating a powerful social media machine that allows for you to close sales. So the second thing that we need to have in our social media is clarity. Okay. I'm also going to tell you, I'm going to show you an example where I'm going to share screen and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about with authenticity and clarity. And also the third point. Okay. Because it's time to just stop talking. Like I'm not just gonna be talking about this. I'm gonna start showing you because you're probably gonna be like, oh, that might be me. Okay. Drinking more water. It's my New Year's resolution, which I forgot for a couple of months. Okay. So clarity. When you're putting yourself out there, it needs to be clear that you're an artist. So I'm in social media all the time. You know that. I talk about that all the time. I love to give other artists social media love. But sometimes I can't even tell that you're artist. Over 2,000 people attended the Art Boss Challenge, and I would say 90% of them, when I pull up their social media, I had no idea they were artists. Do you sell candles? Are you a yoga teacher? Do you just have a lot of kids? Do you have a lot of dogs? Do you like, I couldn't tell at all that you're artist. And the clarity needs to be everywhere. We need to know that wherever we are posting, wherever we're creating our social media content, it needs to be clear what we stand for who we are, why our product's important. And if you're not even showing up as an artist, you're going to like, that's probably the biggest reason why you're not closing sales in social media, is because no one even knows you're an artist. Okay. Then there's the next level. I can tell you're an artist. Maybe your banner has a piece of artwork. Maybe over in your interests and behaviors, you say acrylic artist or something like that. But I have no idea how to find you. I have no idea what to do next. I have no idea what you want. I don't even know if you're really a selling artist. You just might be a hobby artist. Okay. So let's create some clarity and show up as a professional artist so that people know what to do when they find us and they actually know that they can purchase our artwork. One of the most like frustrating things that can happen inside of our social media comes down to like, oh my gosh, I just had a customer say they never knew that I sold my artwork. Okay. Like, how could they not have known? And I'm like, well, let's take a look. So we want to make sure that wherever we're posting, we are creating authenticity and we are creating clarity. So I see someone asked about even our personal page. I'm like, let's think about this. Anywhere that you're showing up as a professional artist, you want to be authentic and you want to create clarity. If you're using and spending time somewhere, why wouldn't you want to be authentic and also create clarity in all of your assets? Okay. So great question, that I want to be really clear and say, yes, we need to make sure that in all of our places where we're talking to our future ideal customers, that we're authentic and we are showing up with clarity. So here's the other thing. Okay. This is the third point. We have to make sure that everything is aligned. So I love that when people ask questions, they're like, even in my Facebook profile or my Facebook business page or my Instagram or my TikTok or my website or my email, do I need to be authentic there? Do I need to have clarity there? And like, not only do you have to have authenticity and you have to have clarity, it all needs to be aligned. Okay. If you're not aligning what you're saying and that it all starts to make sense as a big picture, that's a huge area in your business that we can take a look at and we can start fixing. Okay. So I'm just going to let you guys know that yes, at the masterclass, we're going to start digging into the, like, I just told you why you need to have authenticity, clarity, and alignment. You want to know what to do next, come to the masterclass. Okay. This is a class I normally charge about $47 for. You're going to walk away with 30 posts that I've written for you. If like nothing else, you're going to walk away with that. And we're going to start digging into how you actually start writing posts that create the authenticity, how it creates the clarity, and then the alignment comes when you have a system that allows for you, for every place that one of your customers is going to see your content, that it's all aligned. Okay. So I love that we have so many assets. Okay. There's never been a time in history where we have access to so many customers. Just 100 years ago, 50 years ago, heck, even like when I went to art school, I learned old school techniques. There wasn't even a computer. Okay. So even 35 years ago, when I was in graphic design school, we were still doing everything old school. We weren't doing anything with our computers. Everything has changed. And now we have the ability to sell our own artwork. And it all starts with having powerful content. So, let me show you an example because I don't like to take more than 20 minutes. Our time is precious. Many of us are at lunch. I'm going to encourage, I see some people asking some additional questions. I want you to know that we're going to cover those questions. Okay. So someone's talking about rules of Facebook. I'm like, I'm not sure what rule you're talking about. I want you to make sure you're covering all of your community standards, but the reality is I have no idea what rule, because now the question is about your personal page. Okay. So it's a personal profile. So let's talk about our assets in the way that we can actually get the results that we need. Okay. So let me show you an example. Right? Everybody's like itching. Do a whole week of free training. Everybody's like, show me how to do the dailies. Okay. I'm going to show you an example, and this should hit home. Okay. I'm going to show you an example of not having authenticity, not having clarity, and also not having alignment. Okay. So this starts with, let me share screen. This starts with, I'm going to just pick a name. It's going to be a case study. I'm going to use this as a case study later on, because a lot of people are like, what do you mean by all of that? And I'm just going to come up with an artist name. I'm going to be like, because I work with so many artists and I see all these examples. It was just funny because I'm like, oh, Susie Smith. Let's pick a name that is more, there's probably a lot of Susie Smiths. There's Susie's, Sue, Susan, Suzanne. Like there are a ton of Susan Smiths, most likely. And like when I was doing my case study, I'm like, I bet there's a couple that I can find. You want to see how many Susan Smiths there are, and how just by shifting in creating authenticity and creating uh, clarity and alignment, that one of these Susie Smiths, who's an artist, has the opportunity to like blow it up. Okay. So let me share screen. I'm going to just kind of pop up here. I'm going to just warn you, y'all don't see my screen all the time, but I have a lot of tabs up. It's just one of those days where I have a lot of tabs up. So let's first start in Facebook. Okay. Sue Smith. Here we go. Sue Smith, I'm going to do just a quick look for Sue Smith. I have one friend who's Sue Smith. Okay. I happen to know she is an artist, but we're going to start taking a look at all the different Sue Smiths. Okay. These are just Sue Smiths. Some of them aren't even artists. Here's some pages, Sue Smith art. There's 3. Let's look at all of them. How many pages are there of Sue Smith? There's Sue Smith art, Sue Smith art, Sue Smith floral art, Sue Ponte David Lee Smith, Sue Smith, Sue Smith, Sue Smith, all these Sues. Okay. If I knew there was an amazing artist that was out there and I was looking for Sue Smith, the artist, here we go. I have 3, but I have to go through them to figure out who is who. So let's just click into all 3 of these. If your name is Sue Smith, I just want you to know I love you. I absolutely love you. I try to pick a really generic name before we kind of dug in, but let's look. Okay. Okay, great. Sue Smith, you look like an illustrator. That's great. You have 1,400 likes. Okay, you're using social media. I see that you have a page. Wonderful. We'll go look at that later. And I see that you have a website. Okay. And I see that you do a tons of art shows. I see that you have a lot of art. Here's what I'm going to say. I come here and I'm like, yes, I know I have an artist website here. Okay, like this is kind of an interesting, this is funny, but yet still, hey, I buy a lot of art supplies. That's why my artwork is so expensive. But I'm seeing a lot of show a picture, sell, picture, sell, picture, sell. There is no bigger framework here. Okay, so from a standpoint point of authenticity, all I see is the artist side. I don't see the full Sue Smith. Then we have Sue Smith art here. Okay, here's another artist, 140 followers. They have an artist page, they have an email, and then I see they go to museums. I see a few, yeah, mostly museums. Okay, once again, there's not a whole lot of clarity on exactly what you do and why you do it. Okay, authenticity and clarity. And with 140 followers, it also tells me that most likely you're probably not professional. And I would have to go take a look at your website. And I don't even know if you have a website. Let's go back one more. Sue Smith, floral artist, 100 likes, 98 followers. Yes, I see you do floral art. You have a website. You're talking about COVID. Here's an art show. Here's a picture. Okay, I can see you're an artist, but I have no idea what you want me to, how I would actually get in contact with you. I have to go and start looking at your website. Okay, great. We have some information here, but nothing's aligned. Like I hardly see. Now we're talking about landscape paintings, still life, right? I believe on your website you were a floral artist only. So, or on your Facebook page. So it's just really difficult to know if I'm in the right place. And I also want to show you guys this. If I was like, oh, do I have the right Sue Smith? So let's Google you. So this artist is coming out on top. There are multiple Sue Smith artists. Facebook is going to always be one of the first offerings. So that's why Facebook is so important to work in. Okay. So if someone's looking for you, if you're like, wow, how do I use social media? How do I use social media to find my clients? Okay. This is how I'm working in social media all the time, giving you guys some social media love and showing you that when someone lands on the first place, okay, Facebook is highly SEO optimized. It's always going to be 1, 2, 3. I mean, most of the time in the first top 3 of options to go research. Most of your clients, if they can't figure out who you are after they do a Google search, and after they come into your Facebook, they're going to stop. Unlike what I did trying to poke around, they're going to stop. You've just created too much friction. And so you need to make sure that all your touch points with your ideal customer, you show up authentic as who you are. You have clarity with how they can get in contact with you and what they need to do next. And then all the places, whether they Google you, whether they're on your email list, whether they're on your Facebook or your Instagram or your TikTok, everything is aligned so that they quickly go, I'm in the right place and I absolutely love being here. Okay, so can't wait to dig in on Tuesday, May 23rd. Okay, we're going to be running a masterclass. Again, I normally charge right around $47 for a masterclass. I'm going to be providing the opportunity to attend that for free if you want to. The link to join is launch, launch, karenauha.com/smart. Okay, because we're going to talk about how to leverage the power of social media to sell your artwork. Okay, so can't wait. Super excited. And over the next couple Wednesdays, we're going to stay talking about social media because I want you to have some base understanding before you go to a masterclass. Okay, masterclass, they're high level, really high application, high help with implementation so that you can get a social media campaign that allows for you to do lead generation and lead closing and everything in between. Okay, perfect. All right, guys, you have a really great rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys later.